Hello and welcome. Venezuela says the former CIA whistleblower Edward Snowden deserves the world's protection after leaking details of US surveillance operations around the world. Well, the comments come from President Nicolas Maduro, who's visiting Moscow. They offer a glimmer of hope to Mr. Snowden, who's been stuck in transit in a Moscow hotel for more than a week. While the WikiLeaks website says he's applied to 21 countries for asylum, including Norway and Ecuador. An application to Russia has been withdrawn following critical comments by President Putin. Several states, among them Norway and Finland, have said they can only accept applications made from within their own country. But Edward Snowden's best hope may now rest with Venezuela. Its President Nicolas Maduro said Caracas had not yet received a request for political asylum, but would consider an application if he made one.
Snowden está siendo perseguido en el mundo.
Snowden is being persecuted in the world for no good reason. He's not launched a missile, killed anyone, nor has he bombed anybody. He has spoken a great truth to prevent wars and prevent an elite gone mad trying to control the world. No one should spy on the world. No one can pretend to control the world. As a young man who's spoken a great truth, Snowden deserves the protection of international humanitarian law.
Well, our correspondent Oleg Baldarov is in Moscow for us. What do we think lies behind this withdrawal of asylum to Russia?
Well, the first indication that the things may not go that way was actually made by Russian President Vladimir Putin yesterday. He said that Russia is ready to give asylum to Snowden if he stops harming the interests of our American partners, said Putin, and he added that it's unlikely that Snowden will agree to such conditions. And today the presidential spokesman said that Snowden has withdrawn his application. The natural conclusion is that the conditions were not too good for Mr. Snowden. As far as Nicolas Maduro goes, immediately after the quote you've shown, he's been asked directly whether Venezuela is going to give asylum to Edward Snowden, whether he's going to take it with him. He laughed it off. He said, I'd rather take with me some gas contracts because he's attending some gas summit. Now, Venezuela and Bolivia, another Latin American country, both said that they have not received these applications, but Bolivian president, too, has praised Edward Snowden and said that Bolivia is ready to give him asylum if, again, it receives the application.
And yet we think that, possibly according to WikiLeaks anyway, that they have applied to Venezuela and others whilst in Moscow.
Well, yes, the application was made, we understand, via the diplomatic representations in Russia. So with European countries, it seemed it's already reached the capitals. With Latin Americans, maybe the papers are still in transit.
OK, Oleg Baldarov, thanks very much indeed. Well, with me now is Vladimir Hernandez from BBC Mundo. Very interesting to see the comments from the leader of Venezuela. Do you think they are now about to intervene?
Well, it's probably likely so. Before he left for Moscow, President Maduro said that he was keen to offer protection to Mr. Snowden. He thought that he was a man who needed help. He reiterated this today, saying that although he stopped short from saying, yes, we will give him asylum, he did say, you know, he gave a bit his game away, saying, well, this is a man who needs protection. We are capable of doing so, but we will deal with the request if it comes. So he didn't really confirm that they had received a request or they would actually accept it if they received it.
Why would Venezuela take on the wrath of the United States in this way?
I think right now it's fair to say that Venezuela, with Cuba, is one of the most vocal critics of the United States in the Americas. And to have a person like Edward Snowden, who is being sought after by the US, represents so much political symbolism for them to please their own voters for President Maduro, and also within the region to say, well, we are in favor of transparency and we are in favor of people who are being persecuted by the US.
Of course, another country, Ecuador, had initially apparently reached out to him, but in an interview with the Guardian newspaper here in London, Rafael Correa has said helping Snowden's asylum claim was now a mistake. So what on earth are they trying to say now? They've obviously been leaned on, it looks as though, anyway. Yeah,
I mean, for Ecuador, it's a key issue to receive or not to receive any asylum requests from Edward Snowden. The country depends heavily on the US. At least almost half of its trade goes to the US. And for Ecuador, it's a bit of a shift because they they initially were very open in helping Mr. Snowden to reach Ecuador, and now Mr. Correa is blaming it on an administrative mistake by the consul here in London, which is sometimes for some it's hard to believe that at such a difficult decision was made by a low-ranking official and not by the high-level decision makers in the government themselves.
Just briefly, also, is there some question mark now as to whether Snowden is the kind of person that these countries might want to step in and assess?
It is probably so, yes. I mean, for Ecuador or even Venezuela, Bolivia, Cuba even maybe, a person like Snowden is someone they would actually look to protect. It's very likely so.
OK, thanks very much indeed, Vladimir. Thanks very much.